Hey everybody, welcome to Life Taps and Backstabs, and we're actually on the Necromancer today. I am trying. I was going to leave. Sorry. Anyway, yes, Life Taps and Backstabs. Welcome to Life Taps and Backstabs. This is my YouTube channel about Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen, and my three favourite classes: the Rogue, the Dire Lord, and the Necromancer. And we're finally on the Necromancer again. I was kind of waiting for the gnomes to come out because I was a little bit like about playing a human again because I'm not a big fan of the Darkmares. And I definitely don't want to be an ogre necromancer. No offense to any of the ogre necromancers out there. So I really wanted to be an elf necromancer, but they've said no to that. So I kind of thought, right, okay, I'll be a gnome one at some point. And I wasn't going to level him until the gnomes came out, but I'm not sure when the gnomes are going to come. So I thought I would throw some work and some XP on him. And he's so much fun. The necromancers are so good. He's currently level 24. We're going to kind of smash through a level tonight if we can. And I really want to know what any of the necromancers out there playing the game, what you guys think. Because obviously I'm only level 24 at the moment. I've predominantly been soloing a little bit. The groups that I've had have been hilariously 3 wizards and a necromancer, which has not been good for my kill pace, if that makes sense. Like, the necromancers like to kill at a steady pace but not a quick pace. Like, we need time for all the dots to kind of take effect. Like, if we're killing mobs in like 12-15 seconds once all the dots are on, that's about right. Something like that. I mean, we'll go and find a wolf. Where's a wolf? There we go, there's a glider. So I'll just back up a little bit. So this kind of pace is what necromancers kind of like. This sort of, I haven't got my buffs up. I should probably buff my pet as well. This kind of pace is where they excel. They really like this kind of pace. I haven't got my fear on here either. This has been bad to start with. Let's just cut this one for a second. But I think, like I said in that, I've just finished a rogue video about the state of the rogue as well, and in terms of their leveling journey from 1 to 10 and then 10 to 20, I think the rogues are probably some of the best in the game in terms of what they're able to do at each level, and how Visionary Realms have guided them into the levels and introduced all the different abilities and things. And I think the Necromancer is hats off to VR for when they put the Necromancer in, because I played the Necromancer when it landed, and it's not really changed a massive amount since then. I mean, the techniques have changed a little bit, which is a completely separate video, but they're really good fun. They're really cool. They're really rewarding. They kind of got a high skill ceiling, but then they've also got this is a very kind of simple approach sort of thing. Like, so we throw some dots on this guy. He's going to go and get the pet is going to go and get aggro and give me time to drop all the dots on. I'm going to drop a slow on there as well. You can drop the slow on a little bit earlier in the rotation if you like. I like to try and get the heal on after the snare. I'll put one little life tap dot on there when he comes back into range, just to kind of bump him over once the fear lands, and then you can sit down, and it's just like the sense of inevitability. Like, the mob's gonna die. It's just it's so much fun. Like, the Necromancer's brilliant. Anyway, they're really cool. The pet is the only part of this kind of character that is even remotely twinked, if you want to use that word, because he does have. There we go. He does have the blood inlaid war gavel, which I pulled off my cleric. I had a cleric, and then he's got some ash breather armor as well, which is next to nothing really. I don't want to start relying on this, because this is still like the summoner UI. and B, I believe the intention for the Necromancer pet is that if the Necromancer pet dies, it loses all the equipment that is on that pet. So I don't even know whether we're going to be able to in the future equip little bits of armor like this. I think it would be quite cool. I think it would be cool because all this kind of vendor trash. This is the reinforced breastplate from down in the Ash Breathers Enclave and stuff. So all this is just like 65 silver vendor trash. So I think it'd be quite fun to sort of keep this. Obviously, it's not going to be an elemental. It's going to be a skeleton. That's the idea. But I think it would be quite cool to kind of keep that. And then if the pet does die, then you do lose that vendor trash. So it's basically 65, 130, 195, etc., etc. worth of silver every time you want to equip your pet, so it adds a little bit of tension, if you like, to the pet. I mean, obviously, if you lose the equipment every time the pet dies, there's no way you're going to give him that blood inlaid war gavel. However, things like these reinforced daggers, which were rather interesting on my rogue video as well, things like these reinforced daggers, which are 1.5 delay, might be quite nice to dual wield, throw chaotic imbuement or burning weapon or something on them, and that might be quite interesting. It's not going to make the damage go up, but he's going to be hitting quite a lot. And then obviously you've got things like the reinforced weapons that do drop in Ash Breathers, and you can use some of those weapons as well to do the similar thing that I'm getting from the War Gavel. The thing with the War Gavel, it's got massive damage and it's got a proc as well, so it's kind of crazy. Yeah, the Necromancer is really, really good fun. I've been practicing, like in a couple of the groups that I have been in, we've been kiting the Rulu tribe, so these guys over here, we've been kiting these guys. So I've been snare kiting while a couple of wizards or 3 wizards have been nuking them up, and we've also been kind of like fear kiting if we have a little bit more space, and that's been really, really good fun. I've been kind of pushing to see how far the crowd control, because this is going to be, so this guy is going to join in on the alt group, so my main class, the rogue, that group, we're running an alt group as well. But the enchanter which I was playing in that old group has just kind of out-leveled it just a little bit. I think she's, well, I know exactly, she's 37 and the old group kind of taps out at 31 at the moment, so she's a bit high. So I thought if I could catch this guy up to the bottom end of that alt group, then I can drag him up until that group is in range of the enchanter, and then I've got a choice of 2 classes to kind of play with that group. So I've been practicing and seeing what kind of crowd control options we have on this guy. Obviously we have the instant mez, which is fantastic. It lasts 12 seconds. One thing I would like on that, let's go find a mob. One thing that I would like on that mez, and I think I made a comment on the Discord server as well, is that that's the graphic. It's not when the enchanter gets like a big pink swinging pendulum. I'd really like a massive green cackling skull over its head, just to make sure that everybody knows that I've mezzed the mob. Yeah, I think that would be really, really nice if it would change. Like even if it's a small version of that face, like screeching over the top of the mob, saying that it has been mezzed. I think that would be really, really cool and really, really healthy for the class. But yeah, ultimately he's just a lot of fun. So crowd control options, we have that mez. We also have, and you get it really, really early as well, we also have root. So Hungry Earth, it lasts for a good 25 seconds. You can then recast it again. It's the same as like the Rogue Mez and the Arcane Chords for the Wizard. It does have diminishing returns, so the more you cast the root, the less time it's going to take effect. So after like 4 or 5 casts, maybe it's only lasting like 10-15 seconds, which is still plenty of time to kind of deal with everything else. So we have a root. We've got the Mez. We've obviously got a pet which can like off tank for a little bit, and between the off tanking, if we're kind of dealing with another mob over here, the pet is tanking over here, and I'm dotting something over here maybe. Then even if we get like one extra mob, I can send my pet in, dot this mob up, and then come back and Mez it, which releases the pet, which I can then come back over, select the other mob, send the pet in to attack that mob, come back, Mez that one. So you can kind of, you can do a lot. You can do a lot. They're obviously not as crowd control as the Enchanter, but the Enchanter that's their specific role. Like Khalida will regularly and quite happily have like 6 mobs mezzed all around her while they're dealing with everything else. So she's a lot of fun. But the crowd control from a Necromancer I think is going to be slightly different. I'm looking forward to playing in a group environment, and yeah, I think in terms of where they sit, I think they're pretty good. I think they're great. They do get a self mez. They get a health transfer, so we can heal as well. I have on occasions up at the manor, I have been healing the main tank to help with the heals up there. If we've only got one healer in the party, we do have a mana transfer. It's not particularly efficient, but it's good. Which is fine if you're in the depths of somewhere and the healer is running low on mana, or noticing that their mana resource of mana going out and mana coming in isn't quite as high. You can throw a little bit of mana in there as well to help, because obviously we have the mana regen, which is very, very good. So we can dump maybe 50% of mana onto the cleric and then sit down and med that back up again really quickly with our mana regen, which is fantastic. So that's good. We've got the best slow in the game. I'm at level 22. I had a 30% slow, which is better than a shaman slow. I think that's right. It's not quite as good as an enchanter slow at this point, but it gets to be better. So that's really useful. I would really like a debuff. I'd really like a magic debuff, and even if they're not going to give us a magic debuff, give us like a poison debuff or something, so that one of our dots might hit a little bit harder, like a disease debuff, so that Wither can hit like really hard. That would be really nice. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys who have got a slightly higher level think about the Necromancer in a group. I hear they get very, very good at higher levels in terms of their damage and stuff. Like I can see all of these scaling really well, all the dots. It is slightly annoying that they've all got different stats. So that one's the damage modifier on Curse of Misery is Charisma, which is okay. You don't really need Curse of Misery to be doing damage. That's more important to be doing the snare. The life leech is Int, which is good because that's also the same one as the life tap. So that's fine. The fire one is Dex, and the Wither is Stamina. Stamina is also quite good. So in terms of where I would take the build, I'm not, like I say, I'm not at all twinked here at all. Like I've got like green with cloth wristbands and shimmering silk gloves, so I've not really got anything here. I've got the silver threaded pantaloons and the robe of dark intentions are my only like 2 things, and then obviously the pet's got that. So if I was trying to push this, I'd probably try and go intellect stamina. Stamina is going to help for the health to mana regen. So the more health you can get, the less you're going to notice that health hit every time you're transferring it into mana. And also we're obviously in a solo situation, we're healing the pet a lot. If we're in a group, I would probably, the thing with the group one, when you're healing, there we go. When you're healing somebody in a group, it takes up an ability slot. So I don't know in a group. I mean, as always, things in Pantheon, it depends on the group. If your group is killing slowly, then you would probably have all of these dots up to try to take advantage of that DPS and the slow kills. But if your group is killing a little bit quicker, you could probably drop the snare. If you drop the snare, maybe you could drop that health transfer in there. You're always really going to need the mez up. If you're in a particularly sticky situation, have those two up here. If I'm in a group, the mez always goes on my Q key. And yeah, the E, I've not really got anything that's urgent up here. Like I've got the invisors up there at the moment, so same as my rogue video, I'll point out that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the last two on both of these bars are set to Q and E. So my WASD keys, and then I've got Q and E, which are really, really easily accessible. So I can mez straight away with Q. Which is actually quite good because I have obviously I've got my my rogue, my enchanter, and my necro all have mez on the Q key, so that's a really, really good muscle memory kind of thing. There's not really any utilities up here that need like urgent casting. I don't know, maybe that one can go in there so I can like remember to urgently cast the. I don't know. There's not really any urgent casts. Urgent utilities on the Necromancer. Like I say, I think the pace is quite cool and quite interesting on them. I am looking forward to, they are supposed to be getting Feigned Death, which is going to be quite cool. Obviously in EverQuest, what you would do is you would dot the mob up, send the pat in, and then you would just feign death, and the mob would die and you'd get the XP. Now I know feign death kind of works a little bit differently in Pantheon, and once you feign death, the mob forgets about you and returns back to its spawn point, and all the damage and the debuffs and everything drop off it and it heals back up. So I don't think we're going to be like feign death kiting or anything like that, but I am looking forward to being able to like aggressively pull with this guy and run back and then drop and feign death, and then the rest of the group can kind of come in and pick off, almost like a pseudo monk. Like there's lots of cool combinations in the game where the monk is the best, but the necromancer or the chanter's a great puller, by the way. The necromancer might be quite cool at splitting as well, as long as you can survive things like cinder missiles. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to try and catch up. I want to try and catch up to, like I say, the bottom end level of our alt group, which is about 26. So I've got a couple more levels to go. I'm going to try and bang out a level tonight, which will be quite good. Yeah, that will be quite cool. I do have the Ash Breather's pet scroll waiting for me when I do hit, when I do hit level 40. Although if they bring gnomes, what's going to happen is I'm going to get to level 39 and then they're going to announce gnomes and I'm going to be like, oh no. So, and the other thing is I don't want my necromancer to be called anything other than Diablo. So I'm going to have to transfer all of this off to an alt, delete this guy, create him as a gnome, and then fly through all the levels again. I don't know. I'm probably not going to do that. I'll just wait for the release. If they do bring out gnomes, I'll just create a summoner or something. Which I really don't like the summoner. Really disappointed with him. Anyway, it's allowed me to play the Necromancer, which has been great. So yeah, I'd love to hear your comments down below. If you have played a Necromancer to the higher levels, how do they perform in groups? What's your route in terms of what stat you're prioritizing? How are they dealing and how are they coping with flexibility in groups? Are you finding yourself using the root a lot or the mez? Or like which one are you prioritizing? Obviously, if you get a iron-willed mob, you can always root it. So maybe you're always trying to kind of go out with that root first, unless it's a caster, in which case you need to get that mez in. But yeah, I'd love to know a little bit more about how you guys are playing your necromancers. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some more videos because he's so much fun. It's the inevitability. It's so much fun in terms of they are going down. They are going down. The mob is going down. It's just, is it going to go down in 10 seconds or 20 seconds? So yeah, I'm very, very much enjoying it, and I can't wait to go exploring some of the dungeons and things with my group, with this guy. So thanks very much, everybody. Take care. Have a good rest of the day. And if you see Diablo online, I'm on Black Moon. So if you see Diablo online at all, drop me a message and say hey, and I'll see you all later. Thanks very much, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.